So, guys, Ian is back after a week of sensitivity training here at Gas Digital. Ian went a little off the rails.
I've learned the error of my ways.
He learned that here at Gas Digital, the way you phrase things counts.
Yeah,
and
words matter.
There are consequences. And listen, jokes aren't just jokes, Ian.
No,
no matter how hard you prove yourself in real life.
Yeah.
And no matter what you actually do in life.
Yep.
And how hard you work.
Yep.
To really try and do the right thing.
Yep.
If you misword something, it is worth death threats.
Yep.
And complete freakouts.
Yep. And if you throw something on the wall on Twitter as a little open mic, hey, let's see how this works. Oh boy, is that going to be gospel? And
Do you have a big Twitter follower? I don't use Twitter.
Put on your tombstone. What?
Do you have a big Twitter follower?
Not yet. Anyway, Zach.
No,
I don't.
Oh, I have like
30,000 followers.
Oh, that's a lot for me.
No.
I mean, I think I have 107. So.
Oh, I thought you meant 107,000.
No.
Like, oh my God.
No. 107, no numbers after.
No. Well, whatever. Yeah. Well, one guy that wrote an article about me was like, comedy should make you think and rustle us up a little bit. I'm like, well, it certainly got that part right.
Yeah, you're right. They seem rustled.
I know.
I don't think comedy.
I think some of them are named Russell. Or they used to be.
I don't like comedy. Doesn't have to make you think. It has to make you laugh. Like that's it.
Yeah.
We don't have to all be. We could just be talking about fucking giraffes. Like literally fucking giraffes. And if it's funny,
continue to just go for the joke. This is a blip on the radar. A
Here's
little
the thing.
speed bump.
They're going to forget what they're mad about within a couple days.
oh yeah, because then they'll be mad at somebody else.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just how
they're all like emailing the Ska Festival and trying to get me fired.
Well, did the Ska Festival contact you yet?
No, but they did when they already paid me. So take me away. I don't
mean,
care.
listen, there's nothing the internet likes more than it's getting a white dude fired.
I know. Everybody's racist.
Did you guys see this story about the transphobic ska comedian?
I know. Yeah.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Well, hey, shout out to my theys, thems, and the real ones that know I'm a loving good guy.
Ian, I will go as far as to do this. The amount of times off the air you have been very careful to word things and be supportive and loving and inclusive is astonishing. And I know the man you really are. Yeah. And what you said was just fucking wording.
Yeah.
And it's just splitting hairs. And Jesus fucking Christ, if your life is so privileged that a fucking joke where you get mad at the word regular as opposed to people know we're talking about, bitch, on Twitter.
Yeah. No, I deleted the tweet.
Well, Ian got in a bit of hot water.
Yeah. I made a joke. And that's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
And I just want to say that Ian, out of everybody I know, works the hardest.
Thank you.
To be inclusive and caring and loving to all sorts of people.
Yeah.
And sometimes
He says the N-word a lot, though. Says it a lot.
Well, how else am I supposed to call
costs
a cat?
extra.
I don't know my mailman's real name. So the joke was trans women are so much cooler than regular women because you can say shit to them like, hey, honey, when are you getting your tits done? And I meant it as like, a caring type of
Yeah,
question.
they're trans women are more, they're cool, they're more fun. They're not going to
Boy, and I even said in the reply when I was getting piled on, I was like, hey, you're right, I should have said cis, but that wasn't enough.
But regular's funnier.
That's the word regular was making me laugh.
The regular is a funnier word than cis. Like people don't realize that we're going
like the
for
word
comedy.
stinky
We're not
is
going
funnier than smelly.
Yeah. We're not going. We're not just writing sentences. Like the words matter. Obviously, you could say cis, but then the joke is just not even a joke. It's just a sentence. It's like, that's
basically
a cool
like
sentence.
trans women are better than real women.
Woman classic.
Women 2.0 are so much better than the original.
Women 2.0.
But it's like, no, I'm like, hey, honey, when are you leveling up? When are you getting your next upgrade?
Yeah.
'Cause what you meant also is that it's a point of conversation you can have without it being an insult.
Yeah.
Like it's a milestone.
Yeah, if you ask if you ask a cis woman, you're like, "Hey, honey,
when are you gonna take care of those little tits?"
Yeah, when are you gonna get some bigger knockers?
Yeah,
it's
hey,
like you fucking asshole. But then if you're like one time I dated a trans girl briefly, and she had an octiotomy. I think that's what it's called. It's when you get your testicles removed, and she was
it's called getting married.
And I was like, oh, when'd you get that? And she's like, like 3 months ago. I was like, oh, congrats. It's so huge. It's such a good step. And she was like, yeah, I'm happy. And it's like, you can't really have that conversation, I feel, with women of like, when'd you get your boobs
it would be
done?
very rude to go to a cis woman and go, when'd you get your testicles removed?
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, when are you gonna get your pussy all fixed up, huh?
Hey, yeah, what do you get that thing snipped and tripped a little?
Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't know. It is funny that, if you asked a gal like, hey, when are you getting your tits done? She'd slap you. But then you're right. It's a milestone. It's like something to be celebrated. Like, hey, I'm happy for you. That's great. Let me know if you need anything when you get your tit job.
I mean, I think people knew what you meant, but
No.
the people just want to be offended, and I think that particular group just wants. They see anything that if you mention trans, immediately they try to nitpick and find that you.
A lot
said
of trans
something
people
fucked
were taking up for me, and they were like, yeah, I'm muting you because you're not seeing my point. How dare you? Just because he's queer, bi, doesn't excuse this or that. And they're like, yeah, you missed some. I even replied. I was like, yeah, it was a bad joke. I totally missed the mark. In my head, I said it in an Italian accent. It was funny. And it's not for everyone. I get it. People are totally entitled to feel how they feel. And even then, people are like, he's still not apologizing. He's doubling it. I'm like, I don't know what more you want.
But what's an apology going to do? You already posted it. They already sorry. Even if you apologize,
They want the sorry because then they have the power.
Yeah.
Because if Ian says, I'm sorry for a joke he wrote yesterday, then they're going to find another joke he has to apologize for.
Oh, they
or
already
wait
did.
for him to have to apologize for another joke.
That one was
then
really
all of a
funny,
sudden,
though. Right?
he
I thought that one
is
was really
a slave to the apology machine.
Yeah.
And every time he writes anything, he has to have an apology.
They found a joke I wrote in 2019 that was like, I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. It was like trans people were a lot like bicyclists. The world wasn't meant for them. They're dying at an alarming rate. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I sure like to ride them. Something like
Yeah,
that. And they're
that's
like,
a great joke.
We're not supposed to be used. And then it's like in real life, I get stopped in the street by
and
like
frequently
trans
in the Bronx,
people.
they're hit by trucks.
Yeah.
And like on the street, I've had so many people be like, hey, just so you know, I'm trans. Like, thank you for talking openly about like dating us and making us feel like seen. I'm like, whoa, that like means the world to me. And then online, they're like, we're not this. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
I think it's a very vocal minority who don't leave the house.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like crazy Trumpers, crazy liberals, crazy anything.
You know, I'm going to say
it's a very, very vocal minority who are just spend their day being offended.
I'm going to say it. I don't think the internet's a good place.
What?
Yeah.
When did you come?
Yeah, no, I'm with Ian. He said it before out there.
Yeah.
Internet full of trannies. He was ranting about it in the lobby.
Yeah, they. Yeah, but I mean, maybe it'll blow up your numbers. Hopefully, you'll get a bunch of people.
I don't care about that. I don't care about blowing up my numbers. I care about, like, I don't ever want to.
One of them already blew up his T-cell numbers.
I don't, but I mean, you had good intentions, and you know your intentions, and a lot of people know it too. But the fact is, the people who are mad have more free time. Like people who actually love and support you, they'll probably be like, "Oh, we're busy, we don't have time."
But
for
I
this."
was talking
But
to a friend.
who
He's like,
hate you are
people sent me the
"Ooh."
tweet, and I've just said, yeah, it's a bad tweet. You really need to think about this. Not a good look. And I'm like, we've been friends for years. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
But everybody's entitled to how they feel. I'm gonna you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do jokes on Twitter anymore. I'm just gonna like promote whatever, and then I'll do that joke on stage. I think it's funny if I say it delivered a certain way, but I'll
And then post the video on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then
I'll definitely listen to people's criticism. I'm not going to double down in a way of being like, you can't take a joke. It's like, well, whatever.
I think you're handling it as well as you can, and I love and support you, buddy.
Thank you, Zach. I love and support you.